Mace confronts transgender witness on violent rhetoric. Rep. Nancy Mace, rs.c, called out the hypocrisy of a transgender witness, claiming violent rhetoric is a threat to democracy while tweeting threats against the Supreme Court. Rep. Nancy Mace, rs.c, grabbed attention on Twitter Tuesday for exposing a transgender rights witness condemning violent rhetoric after previously calling for violence against Supreme Court justices. Mace, one of the few Republicans at the House Oversight and Reform Committee hearing, spoke to Alejandra Caraballo of Harvard Law School's Cyber Law Clinic on the threats posed by anti-democratic extremist groups and their harm to American democracy. She asked all the witnesses whether they consider violent rhetoric against government officials on social media to be a threat to democracy. When trans woman Caraballo, known as @Esker_ on Twitter, answered in the affirmative, Mace pointed out Caraballo's own violent rhetoric against Supreme Court justices after the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Rep. Nancy Mace, rs.c, above, confronts transgender activist Alejandra Caraballo. Rep. Nancy Mace, rs.c, above, confronts transgender activist Alejandra Caraballo. House Oversight and Reform Committee. Mace displayed a poster board with Caraballo's June 25 tweet, which read, "The 6 justices who overturned Roe should never know peace again. It is our civic duty to accost them every time they are in public. They are pariahs. Since women don't have their rights, these justices should never have a peaceful moment in public again." MSNBC guest accuses Musk and libs of TikTok of stochastic terrorism on Twitter. On Twitter, users praised Mace's calling out liberal hypocrisy regarding violent rhetoric. Watch @Rep Nancy Mace destroy trans activist Alejandra Caraballo with her own tweets, the libs of TikTok account posted. Brilliant display by Rep. @Nancy Mace. The people who say violent rhetoric on social media is a threat to democracy and then promote violent rhetoric themselves need to be held accountable and their hypocrisy displayed for the world to see, Canary CEO Dan Eberhardt tweeted. Conservative radio host Tony Bruno wrote, "This was so perfectly set up by @Nancy Mace to deliver the knockout blow to the entire panel of hypocrites. Brilliance. Placeholder." Fellow conservative radio host Jason Rantz praised Mace, writing, "This is everything. Thanks @Nancy Mace. People have accused the libs of TikTok account of spreading stochastic terrorism. People have accused the libs of TikTok account of spreading stochastic terrorism. Matias Slodkowski /SOPA images /light rocket via Getty Images. Accountability is coming." Former Florida U.S. House candidate Vic DeGramont warned. Former Daily Signal producer Douglas Blair tweeted, "These liberal activists are such hypocrites. They complain about violent rhetoric coming from the right while posting the most vitriolic stuff imaginable. Raskin looks like he's watching his mom flirt with the mailman," columnist David Marcus said of Rep. Jamie Raskin's, DMD, reaction while sitting next to Mace. Babylon Bee CEO Seth Dillon wrote, "There was no block button in real life to keep @Esker_safe from being exposed as a violence-inciting fraud. Sad." Twitter erupts after being asked to define woke, Marxist oppression narratives. While Caraballo insisted that was not a correct characterization of her tweet, Mace pointed out that a man was arrested in June for attempting to assassinate Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh as a result of the draft opinion leak overturning Roe v. Wade. U.S. Supreme Court Associate Justice Brett Kavanaugh faced an assassination attempt in June after the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade leaked. U.S. Supreme Court Associate Justice Brett Kavanaugh faced an assassination attempt in June after the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade leaked. Getty Images /Facebook. Mace closed by emphasizing that threats to democracy can come from the political left as well as the political right. "It's clear to me that we have to call out the threats to our democracy emanating from where they come, whether it's the right or the left," she said.